Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you try, some women slowly lose interest, even when you're doing everything right? Why it feels like the more you explain, chase, or open up, the faster things fall apart? Well, here's the uncomfortable truth. You may have been breaking your own value, quietly, unconsciously, without realizing it. And once you see it, once you understand how and why it happens, you'll never be able to unsee it again. Not in your words, not in her reactions, not even in the small moments you thought didn't matter. Because today, we're exposing the 9 things smart men never do. The silent mistakes that separate those who command respect from those who are endlessly chasing it. By the time you reach the end of this video, you won't just understand women better. You'll hold the upper hand, calm, grounded, and unshakable. So take a breath, turn your distractions off, and stay with me till the very last second, because after this, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. And more importantly, you'll never chase again. Oh, and before we dive in, I've got something special for you. A free ebook called The Female Mind Control Handbook. It breaks down the hidden psychological switches that make a woman crave your presence without you having to beg, explain, or prove anything. The link's waiting for you in the description or the pinned comment below. Grab it after watching this. You'll thank yourself later. Now, let's begin. 1. Never explain yourself too much. Here's a simple truth that most men learn too late. The more you explain yourself, the less powerful your words become. If you find yourself constantly justifying your actions, why you didn't text back immediately, why you couldn't meet last night, or why you made a certain decision, stop. Take a breath, realize what's happening. Smart men don't over-explain. They speak clearly. They express what matters, but they never try to justify their existence. Imagine this. She asks, "Why didn't you text me right away?" A man who values himself doesn't panic, doesn't rush into a 3-minute monologue about work, traffic, or a dead battery. He simply smiles and says what needs to be said, calmly, directly, or sometimes, he says nothing at all. Why? Because over-explaining reeks of insecurity. It's not about the words, it's about the energy behind them. When you start explaining too much, what you're really saying is, please understand me, please don't be upset with me, please still like me. And the moment she senses that subtle need for approval, the power dynamic shifts. You've silently handed it over. Real confidence doesn't beg to be understood. It doesn't rush to defend itself. It lets presence speak louder than explanations. If she respects you, she won't demand a play-by-play of your life. And if she doesn't respect you, no amount of explaining will fix that. Mystery builds attraction. Clarity builds trust. But over-explaining? It kills both. So next time you're tempted to justify yourself, pause. Say it once. Say it with conviction. Then move on. Because a man who's grounded in his worth doesn't need to fill the silence. His calm does the talking for him. 2. Don't chase, ever. There's a razor-thin line between pursuing and chasing. And the difference can make or break everything. Pursuing means effort with direction, confidence guided by purpose. Chasing, on the other hand, is desperate motion without traction. You can feel the difference, can't you? One is steady, deliberate, magnetic. The other is chaotic, all energy, no grounding. The second you start bending over backwards to impress her, texting too much, double messaging, rearranging your plans just to get a response, you're not being attentive. You're chasing. And trust me, she knows it. Women are wired to test, not out of cruelty, but out of instinct. It's nature's way of asking, can this man hold his ground when things don't go his way? When she pulls back, takes longer to reply, or suddenly seems less available, what do? Do you panic and chase harder? Do you start explaining yourself again, trying to convince her of your value? Every time you do that, you're teaching her something dangerous, that your attention has no price, that your energy is unlimited, that she doesn't have to earn your presence. Smart men never teach that lesson. They lead, calmly, with purpose. They pursue only if the energy is mutual. But the moment it's not, they fall back without effort or emotion. Because they know something most men don't. If a woman truly wants you in her world, she'll make space for you. If she doesn't, silence is your answer. Chasing doesn't build connection, it builds imbalance. And imbalance kills attraction faster than anything else. So don't chase. Lead. Lead with calmness, not pressure. With purpose, not need. Because every time you choose to stand still instead of chasing, you send a message far louder than words. I'm the prize. My energy is valuable. I don't need to run to be seen. 3. Don't reveal your whole life too soon. Picture this. You meet someone new. The chemistry is real. The conversation flows easily. You're vibing, laughing, connecting, and before you realize it, you're telling her everything. Your childhood stories, your heartbreaks, your dreams, your fears. It feels deep. It feels meaningful. But here's the trap. It's not depth. It's disarmament. When you reveal too much, too soon, you remove the mystery that fuels attraction. You give away the very thing that makes you compelling, your quiet unknown. Smart men understand that intimacy is not a floodlight, it's a candle. It grows slowly, gently, flickering into warmth over time. You don't throw your soul on the table hoping she'll admire it. You reveal pieces of it, thoughtfully, purposefully. You let her earn your story. Why? Because mystery is not manipulation, it's magnetism. It gives her space to wonder about you, to lean in, to ask, to discover. That curiosity becomes connection. Oversharing, on the other hand, turns emotional connection into emotional pressure. And pressure doesn't create attraction, it creates discomfort. So instead of rushing to fill every silence with your past, let the silence work for you. Smile, let her ask the next question. Let your actions, your tone, your confidence tell the story before your words ever do. The less you reveal too soon, the more valuable your truth becomes when you finally share it. Because she'll know she's earned it, not because you gave it freely, but because you trusted her enough to let her in slowly. And that difference changes everything. Every man wants to be respected. Every man wants connection. But the path to both doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing less. With intention. Don't explain endlessly. Don't chase recklessly. Don't reveal everything too early. Because power, real power, doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. It moves with quiet certainty. Like someone who knows exactly who he is and what he brings to the table. In the next part, we'll go even deeper into the hidden behaviors that silently lower your value without you realizing it. These next few points might sting a little. But once you understand them, you'll never view attraction, or yourself, the same way again. Let's continue. 4. Never try to fix her. She's unpredictable. One day, she's sweet and affectionate. The next, distant and cold. In the morning, she's radiant with energy. And by the afternoon, she's quiet, lost in her thoughts. She might be fighting battles inside her own mind, and your first instinct is to help. To be the man who finally makes her okay. Stop. Smart men don't play therapists. They're not there to fix anyone. They're there to be present, steady, calm, and grounded, no matter how chaotic the emotional storm gets. Because when you try to fix her, two things happen. First, you unintentionally put yourself in the role of a parent, the one who knows better than her. And nothing kills attraction faster than that. Second, you start carrying problems that don't belong to you. A woman in chaos doesn't need a savior. She needs a man who's strong enough not to get swept away by her storm. Show empathy, hold space, but don't lose your frame. Don't turn the relationship into a therapy session where you're responsible for making everything right. If she truly wants to heal, she will, with or without you. Remember this. Being stoic isn't about being cold. It's about being clear, knowing what's yours to carry, And what isn't. You weren't born to carry the entire weight of her emotions. You're there to share your energy, not to be consumed by it. 5. Don't sacrifice your purpose for her. This is the mistake even the smartest men make. You meet someone who excites you. Suddenly, everything feels new, full of color, full of life. You start spending more time with her, wanting to see her every day, wanting to make her happy. And little by little, you start to forget yourself. Your gym sessions disappear. Your business goals slow down. Your social life fades away. Bit by bit, your world shrinks until everything revolves around her. Did she ask for that? Maybe not. And even if she enjoys the attention at first, deep down, she loses respect for it. Why? Because a man who loses direction can't be trusted to lead. Smart men never trade their mission for a relationship. They know the difference between connection and dependency. Your purpose isn't optional, it's oxygen. And if a woman pulls you away from it, then either you're with the wrong woman, or you've lost your way. Women are drawn to men who are walking their own path, men with goals, passion, and vision, not men who sit around waiting for a text or live offer attention. So hold your frame, keep chasing your purpose, let her be a part of your life, not the center of it. And here's the irony, when you have something bigger than her to chase, she'll start chasing you. 6. Don't compete for her attention. Picture this. You're at a party. She's laughing with another guy, maybe a friend, maybe someone new. Your heart skips, your ego flinches, and instantly, you start reacting. You speak louder, laugh harder, try to prove you're more interesting, more attractive. Sound familiar? Stop. Smart men never compete for attention. Because the moment you do, you've already lost. You've silently admitted that your value depends on her gaze, that you need to prove yourself worthy of it. But true value doesn't compete. It doesn't beg for validation. It commands respect simply by existing. Let her laugh, let her talk, let her drift a little. While she does, you stay still, grounded, calm, present, not cold, not arrogant, just secure. When you try to outshine another man, you look like every other insecure guy out there. But when you stay centered, when you stay connected to your own worth, you stand apart, and she notices. Because when a man doesn't flinch while her attention wanders, he becomes the one she can't stop thinking about. 7. Never make her the source of your happiness. Now comes the most honest, and perhaps the most painful truth. If she's the reason you smile, she'll eventually be the reason you break. Too many men build their emotional world around a woman. She becomes their light, their peace, their joy, even their purpose. But when she leaves, the entire world collapses. Not just love, everything. Smart men build happiness from within. They don't depend on her moods, her texts, or her compliments to feel whole. They find peace in discipline, joy in solitude, and meaning in their mission. Because here's the paradox. The more emotionally self-sufficient you are, the more magnetically women are drawn to you. Women aren't attracted to men who need them to feel alive. They're attracted to men who are already alive, already fulfilled, and choose to share that energy with them. You don't need to find your other half. You're already a complete circle. And when two complete people come together, it's not dependency, it's freedom. The true strength of a man isn't in how he conquers others. It's in how he stays himself through emotional storms. Don't try to fix her. Don't abandon your mission. Don't compete for validation. And above all, don't hand over your happiness to someone else. Because when you become your own source of light, no one can ever dim it. In the next part, we'll explore the final 3 mistakes, subtle yet powerful, that truly separate the average man from the irreplaceable one. And once you've learned to master your emotions instead of being mastered by them, something powerful begins to shift. The more emotionally self-sufficient you become, the more women feel magnetically drawn to you. It's almost paradoxical. The moment you stop seeking validation, validation starts to seek you. Neediness repels, wholeness attracts. It's as simple and as unshakable as gravity. A woman isn't supposed to complete your happiness, she's meant to add to it. Think of it this way. Happiness built on someone else's presence is a house built on sand. But happiness built within yourself is a fortress, strong, steady, and unmovable. So before you give her your heart, pause and ask yourself, am I already good without her? Because if the answer is no, then the work isn't in winning her heart, it's in strengthening your own. That's where your real power lives. That's where your confidence is forged. A man who stands on his own emotional foundation doesn't chase love, he attracts it naturally. And this leads us to another truth, one that tests every man at some point. Don't react emotionally to her tests. She pulls back, she flirts with another guy, she questions your ambition, she makes a sarcastic comment about your masculinity. Your chest tightens, your ego flares up, and before you even realize it, you react. You call her out, you get defensive, or worse, you start doubting yourself. But what you just experienced wasn't rejection, it was a test. Most of the time, a subconscious one, and you failed it not because you're weak, but because you reacted emotionally instead of remaining centered. See, women don't test you to be cruel. They test you because they need to feel your strength. They want to sense your composure, your stability, your groundedness. It's not about manipulation, it's about instinct. Deep down, she's wondering, can he handle my storms? Can he stay centered when I push? Can he remain himself even when the world tries to shake him? Smart men understand this. They don't take it personally. They don't spiral into arguments or self-doubt. They observe, they breathe, they wait, they respond only when necessary, and always with calm control. When she tries to push your buttons, smile, laugh if you must, stay still, because in that moment, it's not about winning the test. It's about showing her that no emotional wave can move your mountain. Your calm is your message. Your stillness is your strength. Think of it like standing in the middle of a storm, rain crashing down, wind howling, but you remain steady, unmoved, quietly watching the chaos pass. That's the kind of energy that earns respect, not just attraction. And when you can master this calm, you unlock the next level of inner power, never apologizing for your standards. You want loyalty, you want peace, not chaos. You want a woman who's soft, kind, and feminine. That doesn't make you controlling, it makes you clear. But the world will try to shame you for it. Some women will, too. They'll say you're asking for too much, that you're insecure, that a real man should accept women as they are. But here's the truth. Real men don't lower their standards, they hold the line. There's nothing toxic about wanting alignment. You don't demand perfection, but you do expect compatibility, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And if she doesn't meet those standards, you don't argue or beg or compromise your peace. You leave, calmly, clearly, without resentment, because your peace is sacred. The moment you start apologizing for what you value, you lose the very thing that makes you strong. A man without standards is a man without direction. And a man without direction becomes a man easily led by the opinions of others, by fleeting emotions, by whatever storm happens to blow through his life. So don't ever feel guilty for wanting loyalty, grace, and peace. Don't ever shrink to make others comfortable. Stand tall in what you believe. Smile when they try to shame you. Walk away when they test your boundaries. Because in the end, your standards aren't walls to keep love out. They're gates to protect the kind of love that truly deserves to come in.